It is profoundly concerning to me, to the people of Texas. I know I saw it in the polls in Massachusetts, that because of the precedent you're setting in the KSM trial, because of the precedent you're setting in the Galani trial, because of the precedent you're setting in granting constitutional rights to enemy soldiers in time of war, that your approach to the war on terror is as though it is a war on crime and fighting gangs or murderers in the cities of the United States. And it's not. We're at war. And it is completely different.
What I have said, I don't know how many times, is that I know we're at war. And let me make this clear. Let me make this very, very clear. If you were to take away from the Justice Department, from this government, from this administration and subsequent administrations, the ability to use Article III courts, you would weaken our ability to fight successfully these wars. It is as simple as that. This tool that we are talking about is only one tool that we have in our arsenal. And to take that tool away and to say these are people who can't be tried would weaken our ability to ultimately be successful. You know, I look at, before you asked the question about examples of people caught on the battlefield and prosecuted in court.
Foreign nationals.
Foreign nationals. This woman, Siddiqui, caught in Afghanistan, shot at military soldiers there, indicted in New York by the Bush administration. Wassam el-Dalami, Iraqi-born Dutch citizen, tried in D.C. for planting roadside bombs targeting U.S. soldiers in Iraq. Again, you know, minor examples, perhaps you'd say that, but nevertheless examples of, you know, people who have committed acts overseas and tried here in American courts. But the thing that I want you to focus on, I mean, in the Galani case, is consistent again with what happened in the Bush administration with the other people who were responsible for the embassy bombings. If you take away this Article III tool, and it is not the only thing that we use, but if you take it away, you are taking away unnecessarily an effective tool, and one only has to look at what has happened this year in terms of who we have incapacitated, who we have gotten viable intelligence from, who we will be sentencing for extended periods of time in the coming months.
And I'm not suggesting take it away. It's just that you turn to it too readily. And the approach of the administration and the department is that this is a war on crime. And it is really not. We are at war. And the two cases you mentioned, I want to make sure, because this is the first time in public testimony you've ever identified. Tell me again the name of those cases, because I am unaware of any example in American history.
Just don't ask me to spell them.
Okay.
Afia Siddiqui, that's the woman who was just convicted in New York. She was caught in Afghanistan, shot at military soldiers, indicted in New York by the Bush administration.
And she's a foreign national.
Foreign national.
Okay.
And then Wassam al-Dalima,
okay,
Iraqi-born Dutch citizen, tried in D.C. for planting roadside bombs targeting U.S. soldiers in Iraq.
Okay, and both of those were sent to civilian court by the Bush administration.
Yep.
Okay. I will run those down. Those are ones that none of us have ever been aware of before, because in granting constitutional rights to these folks and giving them the opportunity to, as in the Galani case, file a motion to be released, or the charge is dismissed because of failure to provide a speedy trial, it gives an opportunity to our enemies not only to have these people released and freed. Chain of evidence wasn't preserved, can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt, speedy trial, etc., that they would not have in military tribunals. That's a huge concern. But
to the extent, I mean, that you raise good points there, and to the extent that looking at an individual case that had those kinds of problems, and if I were convinced that those problems existed and they could not be cured in an Article III court, I would have the option of trying to try that matter in the military commissions. There are a variety of factors that go into it, and that's why I say it's done on a case-by-case basis. What is going to be best for this case?
I'm sure I'm just about out of time. The Chairman was very gracious. May I ask one very short follow-up?
We'll be back to you in another round.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Back to you.